Hi, in this video, I'm going to talk about this. I was pretty shocked to find out what happened. Apparently, now, as you know, I subscribe to people that I think, are very good and don't swear. So, this guy called Ryan Anderson, well, apparently he's made a confession in one of his videos, and he said that he's gone back to this cussing. But see, I don't really understand what's gone wrong. And I mean, why would you do that? First of all, because you said in the videos of 2025 that you'd stopped and all that was in the past, and you reassured everybody that you stopped cussing and that it was going to happen again. So what's gone wrong between? I don't know what happened between you know the new year and now, but I'm absolutely appalled at this, and you better explain yourself now, because I am going to unsubscribe to your channel because I don't really find that you know, you're genuine at all. I can't really trust you anymore. And this is no joking matter. I mean, I've seen the comments people are saying, "Oh, we'll pray for you." Now, that's the other thing. I mean, you're the teacher. You're meant to be teaching or preaching this message, and you know all these Bible verses and whatnot. But I mean, what's the point if you're not applying it yourself? I mean, how can you tell people to stop cussing when you're guilty of the same thing? And you're the teacher. I mean, it makes no sense, really. It makes no sense to me. And especially since you were, what, 4 or 5 years, and then suddenly, no, no, no. I don't really get this. And also, you haven't really said what words you used and why, which is what I asked in the YouTube comments. Because if it's like mild cussing, like, D words, B words maybe, then okay, look, I can give some leeway, but you still need a good reason as to why you said them. And then maybe I can say, well, yes, I can pray. I mean, if it's very mild words, I can pray for you to, stop doing that. And even then, it's still very bad because, you're meant to be setting the example to your students, Mr. Anderson, but you're not really. And second of all, if it's really, really bad words, then I don't really, you know, I mean, you can pray for yourself. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. I mean, expecting other people to help you in your own mess, and you're teaching this, and you're telling people, you know, not to cuss and everything. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to subscribe to you. I'm very disappointed, and I have to expose you as a fraud, which is what you are now, till you get back to that level where you're confident enough to maintain it. I mean, look at myself. I don't know all these Bible verses perfectly, and I'm not claiming to be an expert, but I put into practice what I know, and I have over 15.7 years nearly experience of not swearing, and I live up to that. Now I can do your job easily, even without knowing in depth the scriptures like James, which I do know a few, like Ephesians 4:2-9 and whatnot. But more importantly, I put it into practice. I'm not going to preach one thing and then, oh, suddenly, oh, please help me stop cussing. I mean, how disgraceful would that look to the audience to think, oh, wait, This is a teacher, and he's asking us to pray for him to stop cussing, and he's meant to be teaching us, not to cuss. So, what sort of teacher is this? A preacher, in your case. And secondly, I mean, you claim as saved by Jesus, but if you really are saved, then are you really going to, backstab Jesus like this by, cussing behind his back or whatever? Now, what I'm thinking is it's got something to do with these songs you're listening to, because I do remember you saying that you listen to songs with swearing, and I've seen it on your posts on your feeds. So I'm guessing this is a reason for your relapse, you're falling back into the sin. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know, it could be one of hundreds of reasons, but this is what I think has happened. That you repeated these words in your songs with your friends, wherever, but it's clearly a very serious transgression, Mr. Ryan. And I don't want to even see you teaching this now because you're not qualified. And what's worse, you claim and you're wearing that cross, and you do something that is disgusting as that. You should be ashamed. You should take that cross off as repentance now for at least 1 year, until you can prove to me and your audience that you're going to actually follow Christ and be a proper role model for children and adults, or whoever your audience is. Stop deceiving people, Mr. Anderson, and get real. And yes, I'm very, very annoyed. You upset me a lot because I subscribed to you about 2 years ago, I believe in 2024, and I was actually very impressed with your videos. But what's more, that you are actually following your own advice. Now I get this shock that you've fallen into this sin. So I am really not really happy at all, and I'll also be unsubscribing to your Instagram, and you better pull yourself together very quickly, because you know it's just not good on many levels, but especially as you're claiming that you're following Jesus. And I'm not just saying this just only about Christianity, any religion. If you're actually going to take the role of a teacher, preacher, leader, whatever you want to call it, if you're teaching something and you're failing miserably yourself, you have no business to be teaching. You're setting the example, and then people are going to think, oh, you know, that's the other thing. He swore, so I'll just get comfortable now. With swearing, it's no big deal and whatnot. You see, you're setting the wrong tone to this whole thing. You know, and even either way, if you're telling people, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, they said, well, you did. So why should I follow you? You know, you're the teacher. You know, you're meant to be at a higher level than us. You know, and even some atheists are going to mock you now, and agnostics, and say, oh, look, Christian swearing, what sort of Christian is that? He's deceiving people, and they would be right, because I've seen some people, um, some atheists and agnostics, they actually have very good morals, and they actually can control themselves relatively well, better than you now. So get to grips and stop doing this. I'm very angry. I have to really, I'm just shocked. It's a bombshell, to be honest, but you know, I'm going to recover from this, hopefully. You're going to recover, and if I'm going to subscribe again, you make a video and you promise and you get down on your knees and hands and beg forgiveness. Make sure this never ever happens again. Okay? You big sinner. Okay, that's all in this video. Goodbye, everyone, and just make sure the real master, Paul, aka Nissan, 15.7 years. I swear. Now that is respect. Top G. Okay, bye.